So in this video, we're going to take a look at this StrongTools 12 gauge boresighter. But before I get into that, I've got to sort of provide a couple of disclaimers. The first one is the brand StrongTools actually sent me this as a free sample to test and then do a review of. And then the second thing I sort of need to share is, unfortunately, due to rules around these videos, I can't actually show this thing with a real firearm or with any firearm parts specifically. So my goal here, my hope is I'm hoping to make this a two-part video. The first part will be me talking about the item itself and sort of showing it to you. And then I'm hoping the second part I can do a little demo at the range where you won't see any firearms, but you'll actually get to see the laser going down the barrel of a 12 gauge and on a target, so you can get an idea of what that looks like. So with that being said, let's kind of get started here on this part. So this is a 12 gauge boresighter, and the ideal use case for this is likely going to be a scenario where you're hunting with a shotgun and you've mounted a scope and you're probably shooting most likely rifled slugs, or you've got a shotgun set up for deer slugs and you're going to run a scope on it. Then that's kind of what this would be designed for. So the idea here is you've got a laser boresighter, which is this item. It's built as to look like and operate like basically like a 12 gauge 12 gauge shell. And you would insert this into the barrel, and then you would turn the laser on. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to see where the laser hits as you point it down range at a target, and then you're going to see where your scope is as you look down range, and then you're going to adjust the scope to try to get it towards where the boresighter is impacting on the target, or you're going to move the target to the scope, one of the two. And so the idea is with this is this is not really a sight-in tool per se. The idea here is this tool is designed to help you get on paper without wasting rounds of ammunition and wasting time. It's designed to get you onto a paper target, and then you're going to pick up the actual fine-tuning with live fire from there. So I've worked in the sporting goods world for the firearms industry for many, 20 plus years, and I've always been amazed at the number of people who buy a firearm and then they get it boresighted at wherever they buy it using a laser, and then they sort of believe it's ready to go and to go hunt with it, and that's not the case. These boresighting tools are strictly designed to get it on paper and get it as close to kind of a zero as you can, but you need to finish the remaining part of that with some actual live fire. This unit runs on one battery, which is included. The battery comes with it, and it's very easy to install. You just put it in like so, and then you screw the top down. And then on the head of it, and hopefully you can see that on camera, you've got a little key, and you turn it from off to on, and I'm going to demonstrate that right now. That's the key, and basically we're going to push the key in, and we're going to turn it to on. And as soon as we did, you probably see the laser right here. So hopefully you can see the laser right there beside it, but that's what it looks like. And of course, as this moves, the laser moves, so on and so forth. But imagine that going down range and showing up on a target, and then you can sort of figure out where you are between the scope and the target, and you can get on paper that way. But that's kind of how this is designed. The laser just goes that way, and you obviously don't want to shine this thing in your face, but when you're done with it, you just put the key back in, push down, and go from on to off. And now it's off, and it's ready to go back in the case. Like I said, if you're trying to sight in a 12 gauge with a scope, one of these things can be extremely beneficial, so you don't waste unnecessary ammunition and recoil trying to figure out where you are or if you can hit the paper or not. This is a much faster way to get on paper.